Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of Chairshotgaming. I'm Johnny Homicide.
I'm Ryan Dudley.
And this is Chairshotgaming. So, episode 2 of Chairshotgaming is about E3 2017. And trust me, there is a lot of stuff to cover. First, we're going to start off with our least favorite brand, Xbox, which, as most people know, is Microsoft. So, where do we even begin? I mean, we have like Halo and Forza. Is that the limit to Xbox?
I mean, it appears to be. I mean, they couldn't even keep straight what was the exclusive and what wasn't. Like, the console launch exclusive confused a lot of people online.
Like, why do they need to go to the lengths of, like, Nintendo, like, emulating their DS status? Like,
yeah.
You have something that comes out every year and it's 500. Something from the DS comes out and it's like 200.
Exactly.
I mean, you have fans, but, like, just because you go, oh, this console is more suited to something you don't have yet, 4K, we're going to do it. And it's like, well, why don't you wait until 4K is actually more prevalent?
Yeah. My problem with this is it was the same argument with the PS Pro. It's like, why do I need this?
But they're not really making games right now that are only for, like, the PS Pro.
And they're not going to.
Yeah.
Because that'll segment half their audience.
And they're like, hey, if you have a 4K and you want to get a new experience and you're not a PS4 member yet, come over here. Whether you're playing PS Pro or whether you are doing like a regular PS, you can play both games.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, and Xbox is more like, oh, well, we just, we like money. And we don't understand why money is not more money.
Yeah, they throw around all these numbers, like the 6 teraflops or whatever. I don't know. I don't get into specs. But
what are teraflops?
I have no idea. I don't think anyone really knows, except... No, it's supposed to be giving more power to the system, not just memory.
Yeah. And shut the fuck up, Jimmy.
But, you know, they throw around all these numbers and say, this is why you should buy our system. Well, I think you should show me the games that are best on that system or can only be played on that system.
Yeah.
And they just weren't there. Like, Assassin's Creed Origins releasing on PS4.
Oh, thank God.
Anthem releasing on PS4 also. I mean, what were their exclusives really? I don't.
The one game, the one interesting game, it was like a storybook game. I think it was like kind of more child-like. I have notes here. Yeah, we wrote a script. I don't know, man. Just I can't remember the name of it, and I'll find it as we go through. But I don't know, man. Why is it Xbox One X? Like, going back to the whole console release thing, like, is it really important to go Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X? Break it down. I
mean, it's all right for, you know, people who like gaming on Xbox, I guess. But they already have the system. And sure, maybe they have a 4K TV and are looking to upgrade, but how many people is that really? Like, are you really gonna be making your money back on this type of thing? That's supposed to be a luxury item,
right? I don't know though, because they've gotten by somehow.
Yeah,
that team is doing something right.
I mean, you know, they really only got into the console market game to spite Sony, to chip away at them. And I mean, Sony only got into it to say fuck you to Nintendo, so I guess it comes full circle. But, you know,
and, you know, going back to the whole 4K part of this conversation, like, you're gonna be spending $500 on this new Xbox, and then what, a couple grand or $1.50 on a 4K TV suitable to your eyeballs bleeding. Because, you know, you need a 70-inch TV to play Xbox.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, and that's the thing with the PS Pro also. Like, how many people really have a 4K TV? Like, I know they're out there, but it seems like you're spending way too much money to try and get this thing off the ground when it's, like, people aren't there yet.
That is true. And, being like exclusive. So, I don't know, just the whole conversion and the whole pricing and everything, it just comes at a really bad time, especially when, we don't have the greatest economy.
Yeah.
Like, we can barely get over 28 hours of work a week, but we're supposed to be able to afford all these fancy things.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of cool that they gave all the other Xbox games an upgrade through the new one, and all that.
Right.
And it has more backwards compatibility from all the games, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck Forza.
Right. Oh my god, I am so sick of who cares really? I know there's the racing community out there, but are they really watching E3? It's just super nerds like us.
Watching other people review
Know
it.
your market is all I'm saying.
Even though Xbox was the first one I saw, man, let me tell you, that fucking Assassin's Creed game, that looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they've been working on it for they skipped it last year. They didn't release an Assassin's Creed game last year. They took the time to actually
go back to the origins instead of having ships for side quests.
Yeah, which, I didn't mind at first, but it kind of dragged near the
It's like, dude, it's an Assassin's game, and then all of a sudden you're pilot, or you're the captain of boats and shooting down other boats, and it's like, yeah, but that's not really. But we're pirates now, and it's like, yeah, fucking Ezio was Italian. You didn't see him cranking out bread. What the fuck? He wasn't throwing cannolis as if they were quarters. I will kill you with diabetes.
Beatus. Diabetes.
I'm Wolf for Brumley. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yeah.
Sea of Thieves looks awesome, though. I don't know if it's exclusive.
I don't know. I don't think it is.
Oh, that looks so much fun.
Because all of the things that say console launch exclusives are already on PC. From what I'm getting, because I'm still fucking confused. I don't know. The way the messaging was just bad.
Something, speaking of something I don't get from the whole Xbox thing is Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
Why were people raving and ranting about him? When he walked on stage, it was the Holy Messiah coming down and was like, fuck yeah, that guy! Woo! You saved us! You saved us from sin! I was like, what? Why? Who the fuck is Phil Spencer?
Well, he's been the guy kind of trying to rebuild the Xbox brand since the failure of the Xbox One announcement, because never forget.
Well, I don't understand why people don't have the internets.
Right.
Only people who don't have are nuclear scientists in the ocean on a submarine, and I'm just well, fuck you. I'm trading in my Xbox for a PS4.
Right.
Well, sorry, I had an Xbox One when it was still a legit company. Xbox 360 had a great selection to it.
Oh yeah.
Their exclusive, what was it, Lost Odyssey?
I never played that one.
Holy...
I never really had a 360.
1 XP a kill. And everybody's levels were at hundreds.
Ah.
Yeah.
God.
You had to kill 100 things to gain a level.
Jeez, fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of grinding.
It was but it was, for its time, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen on a TV, because... when that came out, that was kind of for me, pinnacle.
Okay.
I was because that was the same time that Guitar Hero 2 was out. And
that was my jam. No pun intended.
I think it was Halo Wars or something, or maybe it was Halo 3. They all kind of dropped around the same time. And dude, I saw Lost Odyssey and I was just you can make cutscenes like this?
Oh yeah.
Holy fuck.
A game like that, my only direct parallel for me was the first time I played Knights of the Old Republic, because that was my first BioWare game. I played it on the original Xbox, and I didn't know, I'd never played a game with dialogue choices and consequences before, and now those are the games I'm attached to.
Right. God, man, like, did you ever finish Batman Telltale?
No, I still got to buy the last 2 episodes.
It gets interesting.
I got to where you meet the Joker, and I think the episode ended shortly after that.
That was kind of cool how they wrote the rest of the Joker.
Yeah. I like how he was like acting all nice. Like, I'm just helping this guy here. Like,
by the way, the game that I was thinking about earlier was the Artful Escape.
okay.
What really caught my eye, other than like the crazy amount of game or the crazy differential gameplay and what was being brought to you by like Forza and Assassin's Creed, was it was like, I think it was like more cartoony and shit like that. But what really caught my eye was the end, the Artful Escape, coming out when damn ready.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
I like that. I like when, because, now in the industry, it's such a thing where games get delayed and delayed and delayed because they keep announcing them way too fucking early.
Yeah.
Like Death Stranding. Like, that game's not coming until 2020.
Was that the Kojima?
Yeah, that's the Kojima one. Like, and, he's got to take his time, and they're going to let him because they don't want another Konami situation.
Konami.
But I saw at the Xbox conference, they finally gave a hard date for Cuphead, which people have been waiting for some reason. I don't know. I know nothing about this game, but people are hyped about it. And that is an exclusive.
Speaking of people like wanting to get games and shit like that, like when we mentioned the backwards compatibility thing a little while ago, I forgot to mention that it's backwards compatible to original Xbox.
Yeah, that's kind of, gets me. Maybe I'll think about getting an Xbox.
Some KOTOR?
Yeah, some KOTOR. Some fucking, wasn't Battlefront 2 on there too?
Yeah. I think both Battlefronts.
Yeah, I think so. And I remember that.
I think another Star Wars game was on there.
There was Revenge of the Sith, the movie game, which I thought was fucking awesome. It had no business being as good as it was. Being a moot. Yeah, Jedi Academy.
Oh,
Thank you, Jimmy. I forgot about that one. That's a great game.
Jedi Academy.
That was the one where you could do the multiplayer Jedi fights, right? And there was like limbs flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was great.
I don't know. They did something at the Xbox thing that kind of really pissed me off, and it's another thing that I hold against that shitty company for even existing. They said they had a diverse selection of games that encompassed all the gameplays, right? Like, this, and that, but how many RPGs were a part of it?
Right.
That's my market. That's what I play.
In an age now in 2017 when Japanese RPGs in particular are making a huge comeback, especially with Persona 5 selling as well as it did, which I know you haven't played it yet, but that's a fucking awesome game.
Persona 5 and let alone all the Fire Emblems that got
Fire Emblem. Now, whatever you think about it, Final Fantasy 15 did amazing. Made a lot of money.
Oh, fuck that game.
You played about 15 minutes. You played the worst part of the game.
First of all, I did the tutorial because it's a whole new fighting style, and it was so boring I fell asleep twice.
Well, I don't know about that. I thought it was all right.
You skipped the tutorial and started pushing cars.
Yeah, because I figure it out as I go along. Took me a minute, too.
I bet. Well, I don't know. I personally think that Xbox can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
And it's still a shitty company.
I mean, it had its good points, I guess. It's not really our thing anyway. Maybe somebody who's a huge Xbox fan would have a different opinion, but we are not, so we do not.
EA.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Otherwise known as Star Wars Battlefront 2 and shit nobody cares about.
That was the one thing that I have to hold against them was their time boner for Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2.
Right.
30 minutes.
Yeah, that was excessive. I could have done with like a 5-minute Like the trailer was good. That was a really good trailer, and then like 5 minutes of gameplay would have been perfect.
Yeah, you don't need that much. Like,
especially because you already know what this game is if you've played the first one. Like, it's not changing that much. They're adding more content.
Speaking of content, actually, that's a really good place to jump off into Madden.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that story mode actually looks interesting.
I was like, all right, they're going to have fucking story mode. You're going to be like, I graduated high school. I'm going to be a big football star. And it's like you can choose your starting point. You can either be from the streets or like from like higher up in the echelon, I guess, money-wise.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then they just, like, the choices define who you are and everything. Right. And I was like,
it's a brand new Madden. And it's like, from a series people have been complaining with good reason that it never changes. This is a huge leap. And they even got, what's his name? The guy who played Cottonmouth King on Luke Cage. He's in it.
Cottonmouth? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
Best part of that damn show.
And then they killed him.
And spoiler alert.
And then I was done with that show pretty much. I still finished it, but it wasn't the same.
It was a circle.
Yeah.
And yet somehow they arrested him and he went with them.
Yeah.
I was like, but dude, you're strong as fuck. Just not do that.
He's like, nah, I'm a good black man. I'm going to do my time. I done my nickel. You come take me.
And god damn, dude. Fuck. and shit like that, the stuff that Madden is doing, man, like it kind of like makes sports games important.
Yeah,
like
really
they're
does.
not just throw that ball, get into the end zone, fucker, I wins. It's like, hey, dude, this is a live action, like, was it Lifetime event or something like that, or live action event, whatever. It's making you like choose paths in life in order for you to be the football star that you can be. And it's like, if you make a wrong choice, you can wind up with a broken leg or broken something and miss your opportunity and dream to do something. Like,
it's good. They're thinking and they're saying, how can we make this series different? Because people want something different. They're still making money, but they probably don't get that long term. They're probably looking to expand their market because they have a certain subset of people that are always going to buy Madden, but some people, they might not. And maybe the story mode will put them over the edge and say, hey, I think I want this.
That why I asked that question, kind of like, does the story mode kind of make sports games better? EA threw that curveball.
Yeah.
And EA did something that kind of took away from Madden. And don't get me wrong, I feel like it's a good step in sports games. Maybe it should be spaced out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because they did that shit with FIFA, too. It's like they try to put this epic story in of, emotional story that you can overcome and bullshit. And it's just like, one at a time, though.
Story modes in sports games are usually terrible. Like, there is a moment in the NBA 2K17 story mode. You could make a custom character, but your family would always be black. So you could be the whitest motherfucker on the face of the earth and you'll have a black mama. It's hilarious.
You might want to preference why it's okay for you to say those things, Chuckles. The audience might not get it.
I am 37.5% black.
Now that we cover that one, we can move on.
Yeah.
Need for Speed or Fast and Furious? Which is that game that's coming out?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. I mean, it already looks like a better story than the Need for Speed movie, so it's off to a good start.
Bruh, Jesse was in that. You can't hate on Jesse.
I'm not hating on Jesse. I'm hating on the movie.
Why you hating?
What was that, Jimmy? I can hate on that. You go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself right in the butt. Stretch your dick. A Way Out, man.
Yeah, that one got me interested.
A Way Out looks bad as a motherfucker, man.
In a world where everybody says couch co-op is dying, a game where you have to do co-op, yeah.
Was it Josef Fares Joseph Fares was awesome, the creator to the game.
Yeah, kind of forgot how to say his own name for a second, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Whatever. E3 jitters. I get it. You're in front of thousands of people.
Oh yeah, because he was the one to mess up the hardest at E3.
He was the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, not that other guy.
Not the other YouTuber. Good way to make us look like assholes.
Hi, I make YouTube by game.
I don't know where I'm at, so what up, bitches?
Oh man, I'm so high right now.
How long has it been, Tally, since you had a nice burn? 20? 30 seconds?
I choose both.
Okay. EA is trying to be Skynet.
Yeah.
With Anthem. I was like, oh, okay, this is a resistance movement. And then you realize that whole trailer is about you being a robot and you resisting humans.
Right.
And I was like, oh, so Skynet, great.
Skynet. Oh, man.
Controls, though. Controls, are kind of a big thing when it comes to games, because if you have shitty controls, you're not going to have fun.
It's ruined. That's your way into the game.
Right? It helps you, decide whether, okay, it's a cool story, but the controls suck, or it's a shitty story, but the controls are awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what NBA 2K18 did. Because from what I picked up is, you move with the right stick, but with the left stick, you can have ball control.
Nah.
Pause.
Yeah, that's interesting. It would probably take me a while to get used to it, just because I'm used to playing it the other way so much.
Yeah. Where it was auto dribbling.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and that's something they kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
It was like a one sentence, oh yeah, with the left stick you can control the ball. And I was like, wait, that's huge. That hasn't been done before.
Right.
Or it hasn't been done properly yet, which I'm pretty sure it's been attempted.
Right, exactly.
But like a back alley abortion, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that was my thing with that newest Devil May Cry game. The story was complete shit, but it was the best playing of the entire series. I still don't forget what they did to Dante, though. I can never forgive them for that.
How dare you? You have rustled my jimmies, sir.
I rustled your jimmies?
You rustled my jimmies.
Just for mentioning Devil May Cry?
Mentioning Devil May Cry, because your favorite Devil May Cry game is 2.
You are full of shit, and if you ever say something like that again, I'll kill you.
But that's the thing. That's also why you believe that Dragon Ball Z is better than Dragon Ball, which is absurd.
You got all of Z right here. I mean, look.
And you got most of, I mean, how many people are new out of how many people are old? Let's see, Roshi. Anyway, dude, John Boyega.
Yeah.
John Boyega.
The tweet heard round the world. Oh, yeah.
Hey, are we going to get a solo adventure in on this, or is it just going to be a one-trick pony?
You're just going to fuck us over. No. I like how they picked and chose the tweets, all of them giving them constructive criticism, not the ones saying, fuck you, motherfuckers, give me my story mode. I'll kill you.
I'll kill you dead. But what was interesting was this just happened, in May, the end of May? Yeah. And I know we're late on this, so deal with it.
Yeah. Super late to the party, E3 reactions.
Yeah. But that tweet was sent out on March 2nd.
Yeah.
And, it's either EA heard it, because, if you notice something about the presentation, no solo play. They're probably building it now because they're like, fuck.
Yeah, well, DICE is actually handling all the multiplayer.
Okay.
And Treyarch, I think Treyarch. I might be wrong. They're actually doing the story mode.
That's why we take notes.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
But yeah, I don't know. The fact that John Boyega cares is something important.
Oh, yeah.
Because, not only is because of his, insane popularity because of that movie that he made.
Right.
That one movie. that released in the States, and everybody was like, huh?
Right.
But like, he stood up for the fans. He was like, he did something, and because of his pull in, quite frankly, Disney and Hollywood right now, and then they put him in the game, which was nice.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, he'll be fun to play as, I think. Rey looks just as overpowered in this game as she does in the movies.
I do have to say, though, Pacific Rim Uprising, apparently he's going to be in that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, God, the first one was horrible.
I know.
They destroyed a tanker ship full of supplies when the motherfucker had a sword the entire time. Not really spoilers, it was stupid.
I just don't get the hype behind that movie. Like, I watched it, and I'm like, all right, I've seen 1,000 things like this. Fucking Power Rangers was doing this. Who cares?
Kaiju shit. Or was it Kaiju or something like that?
Like, these movies have existed in Japan since, what, the 50s?
Right.
Before that?
Okajime!
So they're not exactly treading new ground.
And we're going to take a good amount of time when we talk about EA with Battlefront because they're obnoxious time boner. So we're going to have an obnoxious time boner. The story, though. The story.
Yeah.
The first ever bridge between Jedi and Awakens.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of shit had to happen that we don't know about.
What was it, 30 years?
Yeah.
Like,
And I like this, not everybody was working for the Empire out of fear. Some people had pride in the Empire. They were like, this institution gets shit done. And I like that.
I can't wait for that, man. Was that the Emperor's face in that video?
Yeah, I think it was like a final message, just in case he died, he filmed that to let people know what to do.
Watch, they ruin it. It's Snoke.
Right. That's what I thought at first, but I'm like, nah, it can't be Snoke.
Who knows, man? Like, the only bad guy in the Star Wars series that ever used that kind of technology was Siths, or was Emperor, the Emperor. I mean, yeah, his Darth Maul may have used it, but it was to report in to him.
Exactly.
But I mean, he was the only one that really had that technology. I mean, yeah, the Jedi's used it a couple times, especially in the movies we don't talk about. What?
We just said we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about the midichlorian era. But overall, until the story decides to get released, I'm giving Battlefront 2 a meh. Maybe a hard meh.
I can't do it. I mean, I can't give it a meh. Like, I enjoyed the first one so much just from the little content we had, and now with the free DLC, I'm buying it.
Yeah, Battlefront 1 was kind of a greedy game.
Yeah, it was very greedy, and that's what made me quit that game.
Yeah.
It's because I refused to pay $50 for a season pass, and I was basically priced out. Like, I couldn't win shit because everybody's equipment was so much better than mine.
Fucking play to wins.
Yeah.
Or pay to wins.
That's why I quit For Honor.
But overall, EA didn't do too bad.
No.
I thought it was a pretty solid presentation.
They've had a couple years I've really had to push myself through, and they kept me interested this year.
Even though the next group I only watched the first part of it because I was kind of not into it. Ubisoft.
Yeah, I barely watched any of it. I tuned out.
I watched the whole thing with Miyamoto.
Yeah.
That
was cool.
With Miyamoto and the guns.
That was a cool moment.
Yeah. That was because I didn't know that the head of Ubisoft was German or New Zealand.
Pretty sure he's French.
Really? Oh.
Well, like French Canadian, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Goddamn Sami Zayn's. Ole, 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 ole. But anyway, the Mario and Rabbids game, dude, that looks dope.
Yes, I'm not sure I've ever seen a strategy RPG Mario game.
Right. Like the new Evolve, the new Evolve system. That's gonna be.
Yeah, this looks interesting, and like you can launch off your other allies to get further across the ring to attack an enemy. Like stuff like that's what really gets me interested.
Dude, that's fucking slick as hell, man.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, but yeah, Ubisoft. Sorry, we can't rank you. I didn't care.
French.
Was he French?
Okay.
No. Next is my least favorite group in the entire world, but actually not the least ranked, which is still Sexbox. Ubisoft doesn't get a ranking in this, but so far the worst presentation is Sexbox. The best presentation we haven't gotten to, but the second worst presentation is from the company that I hate the most out of anything in this world, because you can have, people glitch out on you, you can get stuck in a door, but you're going to have a shit ton of room to do it in, and that is Bethesda. Fuck Bethesda. And I say this because they're charging for mods.
Yeah, they tried this a while ago, and it didn't go over well. And now they're trying again.
I just don't understand how, now that it has the popularity and 80 million downloads, why don't you just take it for that? Because you're already charging $60 a fucking game. And now they're like, oh, well, you have to buy these tokens and place them and buy them through the thingamabob and do this.
I ain't doing none of that shit.
No, fuck that. I'm going to get them illegally like I've always been doing.
Exactly.
But I don't play Bethesda game because fuck Bethesda.
I mean, they got some good games.
The Evil Within 2 looks trippy, though.
Yeah. You and Brian played that? I didn't play it.
I didn't. No.
Okay, Jimmy and Brian played that.
Yeah. No. I
don't really get into horror games.
No. I don't know. I just thought it looked trippy as shit.
Yeah, they know how to make a good trailer.
They do. Yeah, they really do. I do have to give what was it, Wolfenstein 2? I have to give it another hard meh. Because I thought it was kind of cool until, like, I saw that it was Wolfenstein. I just don't get down on that gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm high.
Can you say that?
No, I really can't. So we'll just edit it out. I don't know. But Wolfenstein, I don't get down on it. Like, unless I'm out of my mind, then, I'll just run up to everybody with a knife and just see how long I can last. Jimmy's seen it.
If you're going to do that, just fucking play Doom. Like, it's way better for that kind of thing.
They're all the same thing.
Yeah, well, Wolfenstein's trying to have, like, an actual narrative, unlike Doom, which was just an excuse to get from kill to kill.
Bethesda Land. Okay.
I'll give it to them. I liked their presentation, not the actual presentation, but how they put everything across. I thought that was kind of cool, but they didn't really have the games. Like, there was no Elder Scrolls 6. There was nothing really with Fallout. It was basically, Elder Scrolls Online.
Come to Elder Scrolls Online.
No.
We have Morrowind.
I paid $9 for that game, and it was still too much. I hate that fucking game.
I mean, what was cool about Bethesda Land is it kind of took over after Fallout 4 with its campiness.
Yeah, that's what's great about Fallout, is it doesn't take itself seriously, like, at all.
But it is nice to see that a company came to E3 and is telling you what is coming out this year.
Yeah.
And not telling you what's coming out down the line 2-3 years from now. Not trying to hype up the crowd with speculation and shit. They're like, no, this is what we're coming out with. Deal with it.
Yeah.
So, Bethesda,
You got to give you a hard pass there.
I have to give you another hard pass, but you're not as bad as Xbox.
Nope.
So, I think this is my second favorite E3 conference, and that would have to go PS4.
Playing with the big boys now.
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, buddy.
A console. I don't have to worry about playing on a shit screen.
See, my problem with Monster Hunter, on the 3DS, which I still enjoyed for the most part, was, getting knocked back and all the, having all the walking. But it looks cool with, like, the grappling hook or whatever it is, where you can just, the monster knocks you off, you can reattach. Like, it's not going anywhere.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know how deep I'll get into it, but definitely
give it a shot.
I'm like, you know what, Nintendo or Monster Hunter and PS4 are working with Nintendo too, or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Capcom. There you go. Capcom is working with both, and that's how it should be. Capcom is kind of like a legacy.
Yeah.
Like, it's been around since the original Nintendo. Like,
put out some legendary games.
Like,
in every genre, basically.
Goddamn, Mega Man was a staple for years for me. I always played Mega Man 4 because I had it.
Right.
It was like, this is such a break from your Marios and your RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
Halos. Motherfucker, this was like the
about
90s. Halo was like a wet dream.
Yeah. Platformers ruled the day.
Yeah. Really, I mean, it wasn't that big of a break from Mario, but it was at the same time.
Well, platformers and, like, RPGs.
Yeah.
Still not there yet, Jimmy.
Still not there. Still not even close to Spyro.
All right.
Shadow.
I was just about to say, should we talk about the big reveal of the night?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, that game looks slick.
Apparently, it's a remake
from the ground up. They're remaking it completely.
I didn't even know this was a game.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were thinking about doing it.
Maybe that was their wet moment.
Yeah,
wet dream moment.
Right. That was a lot of people's get hype moment.
Dude, it was because like I didn't hear anything about this game.
No, and usually you at least hear like a rumor, and you're like, whatever.
Like some assholes on the internet like somehow with an in every part of the company,
right?
And they just came out and they're like,
but they're like, no, boom, Shadow of the Colossus. And yeah, I mean, I never got into that game because of the shitty controls, because I didn't have a PS2 back then. I didn't get one until after I had a PS3. So I missed out on a lot of those games.
Oh, man. Yeah, I forget that you started, like, I have 25 years of gaming on me.
Yeah.
How many years do you have? Like,
oh, jeez. I mean, I've been about 20. I started when I was about 5. But, parents didn't have enough money for all the new game systems all the time, so I coasted on the old one for a while. I mean, the GameCube, I was on the GameCube for a long time. Long-ass time. And I loved it. I mean, Skies of Arcadia, Custom Robo, Super Smash Bros. Melee. What else did it? Sonic Adventure 2. That was a great one. I didn't play Resident Evil 1 or 0. I did, however, play the shit out of Resident Evil 4, which is still my favorite one, because it's the best one.
Leon
is an OG, all right?
Like, they got into the whole VR bullshit.
Right.
And, I'm still not ready for any of that, but, and whether they did, like, a Skyrim VR or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of interesting because you can attack from 2 different directions now. Like, that's cool, but it's not enough to get me to buy Skyrim again.
I think the only way I can get into another Elder Scrolls game is if they have like full VR, like that one game that they had where the person was harnessed on that walking belt.
Oh yeah,
and they were like shooting with like their arms and like, can you imagine being in Skyrim? Wow, pow, wow.
Oh,
I don't remember what that.
There's been I saw one with Battlefield too, but that one was more elaborate because it actually shot paintballs at you if you got hit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't. That's maybe going a bit far for me. I don't need actual pain.
Get me drunk enough.
Yeah,
we
you'll
got
do
this. We have to bring it up.
What?
We have to talk about the PS4 bullshit, especially the VR.
You're not on the VR train?
I'm not on the VR train.
It's because you haven't used it. I'm telling you.
Okay. You know why I'm not on the VR train?
Why?
Fishing.
Yeah, I don't know. They've been hyping up this Final Fantasy 15 thing, VR thing for so long. And they're like, haha, fuck you, fishing. Everyone's favorite part of the game, fishing.
Only time fishing was cool in a non-fishing game was, of course, Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah.
Still haven't beat that game. I always get pissed off after I get the Master Sword.
How?
I'm just impatient.
You can't beat the Phantom Ganon.
I mean, I haven't even gotten there yet. Really.
You haven't beat...
The last time I played, it was the furthest I've ever gotten, and I had just beat the Forest Temple.
You just got past the Shadow Ganon then.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Phantom Ganon, yeah.
Then I did it. Because I got past that part, and then I stopped.
Yeah, then you got
Fire Water Temple, those are fun.
yeah, Water Temple.
I heard that's the worst part of the game. Like, I've been hearing that for years, and it does not make me want to play that game anymore.
No, Temple's also fun too.
God of War meets Last of Us?
Mm-hmm.
So is it like God of Us?
It looks cool. I'm going to give it a shot. I never really got into this games because Kratos was kind of a boring character. He's just rage. Like, it's the Wolverine syndrome.
It's Dante.
What do you mean it's Dante?
Dude, it's exactly like Devil May Cry.
Well, yeah, I mean, that too. It just felt like, Save-A-Lot brand for me, which pisses a lot of people off because they think, God of War is the original. It is not, however. Devil May Cry 1 came out 2 years before it, so suck it.
It was supposed to be Resident Evil 4.
Yes, it was. I'm glad it wasn't because now we have a better game.
My interest is piqued for Detroit, though.
Yeah, it's one of those. Did you play Heavy Rain?
No.
Same guy,
Yes.
David
Okay.
Cage.
Okay.
Yeah, same guy's making it. So it'll have a good narrative. Probably not be that long. I'd say about 8-9 hours probably. Which, I don't know, $60 for a game, narrative based, where you're really only going to have like 1 or 2 playthroughs. That, I don't know.
That's definitely like when GameStop decides to put it down on the, oh shit, we can't sell this game section.
Yeah, right. But it looks dope. I mean, the last time when they revealed it, they showed the one android, like his story a little bit, and now they're showing a completely different guy. So I'm like, okay, I like the multiple story things going on here. Kind of feels like, how Game of Thrones is with multiple threads going on at once.
Gotcha. It can be interesting, I think. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Still fuck. And fuck for eternity. Destiny. Destiny. All right. So here's Destiny 1's game plan of how they're going to make money. For the next 10 years, we will release a new part of the story, and we will charge you $20 to $30.
Jimmy's flipping us off right now.
5 years
we're
later.
talking bad about Destiny.
5 years later, what happened? Sorry, guys. We're going to make Destiny 2 now. It's only been 5 years. We know. Sorry.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Yeah, I can't get into Destiny. I don't get into loot grinds like at all. Like Borderlands was about it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because the humor was so good.
Hello, meatbag.
And I mean, you had Perfect Cell yelling at you for how many games?
Yeah.
2.
2. Which, if you don't know, Cell from DBZ and Jack from the Borderlands series are the same voice actor. Kind of like, if you haven't noticed by now, that you have Torque and Mr. Satan or Hercule as the same voice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I never put that together. There's 2 DBZ actors on there.
Yeah.
I never think about it.
I only have one question for you. Explosions? Sean Layden.
Yeah.
Who is that guy again? Do you remember offhand?
I'm not. He's some. I have no idea. Like, I can't keep a track of all these fucking businessmen.
I thought he had to take a shit the entire night. I thought he was going to poop himself and the whole thing would have been ruined because he looks so fucking uptight.
A lot of people gave him shit the one year at E3 because he was wearing a Crash Bandicoot shirt, and they were not making Crash Bandicoot at that time. So everybody thought they were going to reveal it there.
Now let's go on to the whole pinnacle of the PS4 reveal, which they didn't need a time boner for because they did it and they did it right.
Yeah.
You know what game I'm talking about.
You better be talking about Spider-Man.
Damn right, Spider-Man. Assassin's Creed meets Arkham Asylum.
Right.
Or the Arkham story meets Shadows of Mordor meets, like, all that is like Spider-Man all in one.
Right, yeah.
Just so fucking good.
Yeah, it's Insomniac. It's, they did the new Ratchet and Clank game. I mean, the old ones too, but but they know humor. They know how to make gameplay fun. I ain't worried about it at all. Like, I just want this game in my life right now. Like, it's all I'm hyped about it.
I think I played, or I platinumed Ratchet and Clank. I think that was my first platinum game. So good. Well, I meant real game, not Telltale.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying Telltale isn't a real game, but I mean something that
have to go out of your way to get the platinum.
I mean, I can fall asleep for 5 minutes in advance in Telltale.
Right.
Because I'll just say nothing, and it doesn't matter. It will take you to the next action scene where you have to walk or do something.
Right.
But
no, I'm digging it. I like that Mr. Negative was revealed. He's kind of an obscure Spider-Man villain, but I'm into it. I like the Osborn for mayor sign or re-elect Osborn. He already got elected for mayor, so I'm hoping Green Goblin has a little bit of an appearance. I don't need him to be the main villain of the game now. Like, we've seen Green Goblin in fucking everything. We don't really need him to be the main villain of the Spider-Man game,
especially since Oscorp is a thing. Like, man, can you imagine that shit?
Right.
Like, they remake through this new way. Was it Maximum Carnage?
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, two games from now.
Right.
Like, make it the third game. Make it the third game that's basically like, Maximum Carnage in a 3D on a 3D scale. Oh.
Well, they said that Peter Parker in this game is 28, so he's been doing it for a while. He knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of skills. And
nice.
I'm interested to see in all the gadgets you get, because it showed the thing like in the Spider-Man Homecoming trailer where you put the gadget on the wall and the dude walked past and it webs him to the wall, like shit like that. I'm gonna go crazy for.
Dude, when he shot all those things to help that, what was that train or something from falling?
Oh yeah.
I am going to have an immense amount of fun with this game.
Yeah.
Because if it's free to do whatever you need to neutralize people, right. I'm going to do some stupid shit.
The one cool thing I really like as a fan of the Spider-Man character is they said it's impossible to kill people. Like, you kick somebody off a building, he's going to automatically web him back on. Like, shit like that. Because in Arkham Knight, it was kind of like you were running over people in the Batmobile and shooting rockets at them. I was like, these people aren't getting up. But no, I can't kill you. I never kill.
It's like my one rule. What happens when your triangle blades hit a fleshy part? They get tired and they go to sleep.
Really, guy. He's all tuckered out.
But just like your fishy, Dr. Fishy!
No!
Down the farm, turning milk, make it butter. God, Pete Holmes, thank you.
It was a tragedy his show got canceled.
Yeah. He should have stuck to College Humor.
Yeah.
That was like his bread and butter, dude. Like, what was it? The X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that was on his show. Like,
I thought it was Split.
No, just Batman. But no, that was the thing he started on his show.
That and the firing the Street Fighter guys.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is like a complete just homage to the '80s show, isn't it? Like,
All right, we should probably get back on track.
but yes, well, we talked about nerd shit,
Yeah.
and when it comes to Spider-Man, we can't help but get off topic on other nerd
I
shit.
know.
But man, Spider-Man, I do have to say, like, that is possibly a day one for me.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, definitely day one for me.
I know you have a spider boner.
Constant spider boner. I should seek a physician.
Yes, you should, because you shouldn't be that hard for that long. Start to like drain the blood out.
It's been like 25 years.
Jesus. That 33% of you is really so PS4 is, I'm gonna have to give it the second best presentation. What do you think? Where do you rank it?
I rank it near the top. Yeah, about that. Second best.
And of course,
Leading into
the best.
the winners of E3.
The winners and the shortest presentation of E3, clocking in at what, 27, 28 minutes.
Yes.
The one, the only, the hates American Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just put it into context. Nintendo hates America, especially with that whole like NES Classic thing.
Yeah, if they do this again with this SNES Classic.
Dude, did you see it already?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I mean, did you see on eBay? They're already selling them for $500, just the reservations, because people are botting like GameStop and all that, getting as many as they can with their credit cards.
This shit's getting out of control.
It's because Nintendo is fucking stupid and making us turn on each other.
Yeah.
Like, just release the shit to us already.
Like, I wasn't that, I'm not nostalgic for NES, so I wasn't really breaking down the door to get an NES Classic, but some people were, and they were pissed.
That Super NES, though, looks legit.
Yeah.
Dude, Super Mario World, Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy 3. You have Star Fox 1 and the never-before-released Star Fox 2.
Right.
Or in the States release. I think they have a Donkey Kong on there. Like,
Yeah, Donkey Kong Country.
how, like,
Right.
that was my base childhood. Like, that's when I really started getting into games.
Right. I thought it was weird they didn't have Chrono Trigger on there, though.
Might not have the rights.
Yeah, that's true. I never really think about that.
I don't know, because like it was part of Squaresoft I believe at the time,
Oh, yeah.
or Enix. It was part of one of them, I believe. And during the merger, maybe Squaresoft didn't exactly have all the rights. So
it's possible.
And Enix didn't, or whoever bought out who didn't feel like paying the additional money for the Chronos.
Yep.
But I still want to Switch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just told you earlier, I just saw the first Switch in stock since launch. And it's not like I wasn't looking. Like, I don't have the money for it, but I was still looking.
Dude, once that library gets up, man.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Once that library gets up.
That should lead us into my get hype moment. My get hype moment was Metroid Prime 4. Fuck yes. I am so ready for this game.
Dude, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
Yep.
1997 or 1991, bro. Mega Man X. Secret of Mana.
Yeah. Mega Man X gets me because I've been trying to get into the Mega Man series for years and failing miserably. So maybe I'll give that a shot.
Honestly, dude, like if you can deal with the platform, like you can't see what's coming at you sometimes, so much fun, because like, especially when you're out of your mind, you can just kind of be like, whoa! Like, Super Mario Kart is on there.
Right.
I mean, it's Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, Yoshi's Island.
It's also got Super Castlevania 4,
Uh-huh.
which is another one I've been wanting to play.
Kirby Superstar, F-Zero,
Yeah, F-Zero.
Earthbound, Donkey Kong Country, Contra 3 Alien Wars, and that's it. 21 games. I mean, 21 games for $80 isn't bad. I mean, yeah, they're outdated as hell.
Yeah, but you're going to pay that much getting a Super Nintendo nowadays.
Yeah, true. And that's just the console alone. I
you,
do have to say, though, the whole new thing with Switch and the many different multiplayers being able to be played anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
I think that just shows, gamers are ready for the barriers to be taken down.
Or maybe the fact that they watched what the fuck happened with Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's true.
And everybody was out in public, and you had the haters, and then which ruined the game for me. Other than my shitty phone not being able to handle it, what really ruined it for me was all the haters.
Right.
Like, I get it. You don't like the game. Go fuck yourself.
Like, just let people be. Let people enjoy things.
I know. Fucking Niantic, though. They already had a game like Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Just nobody heard of it.
Right.
It was Ingress. I actually played it. It was kind of fun.
Oh, really?
It was kind of like virtual reality. It was more virtual reality. And you had to fight with like lasers and shit, and it was interesting. It was an interesting concept. But I do have to say, holy shit on their releases this year.
Yeah.
They brought the big guns, man. You have Kirby, Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
Or not the releases, but their teases. You have a new Yoshi,
announcements.
Fire Emblem Warriors they showed,
Right.
and I was like...
full-fledged Pokemon game on the Switch. That's going to be insane. That's a system seller for a lot of people.
And I'll get back into Pokemon for that.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. I mean, the last console Pokemon game I played, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Coliseum.
But that's the thing. We don't have to worry about... It's not a console.
Yeah.
That's the best part. It's not a
hybrid.
console. It's both. I mean, you can call it a console, but that's not what it is. You
Right.
can't call it a portable because that's not what it is.
Right.
It's the first ever, both. It's the first ever hybrid. It's amazing. I mean, they're just adding more multiplayers, being able to dude, me and you could be in fucking Alaska as long as we have a good internet connection. We can tap into our switches and play each other in a multiplayer game.
Right.
That's astronomical for us. That's something I've always wanted to happen in the gaming community.
What a time to be alive.
Right? Dude, the Zelda DLC looks interesting.
Yeah, I can't really comment on that because I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet. I don't really know what it is.
Dude, it was $20 for two packs. Let's put that back into perspective. It's really cheap.
Right.
So, you're getting a whole new different story with the second setup.
Okay.
I believe you're going to tap into each of the 5 warriors that you haven't met yet. Mm-hmm. But the second one seems better than the first one. The first one just kind of seems like giving you more shit type deal,
Right.
more options to go, which is cool. But I completed the story, and what a heartbreaking story. Goddamn, it was super emotional.
Yeah. I mean, I saw from the trailers, it looked like I'd never seen that level of emoting in a Zelda game before.
Dude, they give you this side quest of finding 12 places in the world. And once you find them, through these pictures, Link starts having an aneurysm. And it goes into a flashback of the past. Dude, I was just voice acting in Zelda?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. They stepped up their fucking game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, because this is Nintendo now, we have to re-mention it. Mario meets Rabbids.
Yep.
I'm okay with. Still, even throughout the times, I'm all right, let me critically analyze this game.
Yeah. Be nitpicky.
Mario always makes a good RPG.
Yep.
Mario Super Mario RPG, all the Paper Marios, they're fun.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm okay with.
That's what Nintendo does best is, they don't have to market to the hardcore or whatever. They can just make games that are just pure fun. That's what I gave Wii Sports. Still my probably best launch game.
Oh yeah.
It's just so much fun.
I found that, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So you won't have to worry about not buying it.
I mean, I saw it for $10 on Amazon. It's not really hard to find.
Okay. And we talked about this a little bit before we, started doing all this bullshit.
Yeah.
This horrible video and stuff. Thank you, by the way, really quickly. Thank you for the 2 subscribers.
Yep.
I mean, I can't see you because you don't make that shit public, so
Make that shit public so we can track you down.
Right? Because I want to know.
3 subscribers, Jimmy says.
I want to know what love is.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to show me. So, this is where we disagree with the whole Nintendo production or the whole Nintendo E3 shit. Odyssey.
Right.
I'm giving it a hard meh.
I'm down. Like I'm on the train right now. We'll see how it goes from when they show me, from what they show next. But you know, I like being able to just throw your hat at different things and just, you know, possess them. Like a weird ghost rapist.
So Mario is not even Mario. He's being possessed by the hat. Maybe that's the way that they counter the whole, like, the proof of the, was it antisocial or multi-personality social disorder or something like that? That Matt Pat was talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe Nintendo's like, oh fuck, he does have that, because what was it, tennis game?
Yeah.
When if Luigi wins, Mario comes out of nowhere,
starts putting his foot in his boot, just the disrespect.
just starts grinding. Mario like stomps his foot on Luigi's foot, takes the trophy and just starts grinding it in.
Yeah.
And
All right. Jimmy's given us the warning here that we're starting to go over our time. But before we go off, we need to talk about something we forgot.
well, first of all, Nintendo went spectacular, best of the night.
Yeah. All right. We need to talk about something we forgot during Xbox. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh yeah.
How is it that a Dragon Ball Z game is stealing Marvel vs. Capcom's thunder?
Because it's like kind of OG platform fighter.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of older than Marvel vs. Capcom. Because if you really look at it, how many different fighters are there for Dragon Ball? There's at least 4.
Yeah.
The
Budokai series, Budokai Tenkaichi, which is different continuation, sort of. It's a completely different style though. Then we had Xenoverse, Raging Blast. Like there's tons of these games.
There's even one for the DS that I whooped your candy ass at.
That game sucks.
You sucked because you sucked at it.
But no, I'm liking the 3 versus 3. I'm liking the 2.5D animation style they got going on. And the tag in, tag out. The screen's just going to be full of energy blasts and destructo discs. And I mean, that's going to... If you can just do support moves, I would love to just be able to, like, Solar Flare with Krillin real quick. And then follow up with Vegeta or Gohan. You know, a heavy striker. You know, have the characters that are weaker, but they have the special skills that can help you with assists. Like, I think that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah. Now that we're talking about Dragon Ball, I do have to say I felt bad for you.
Why?
Because you weren't picked as a representative.
I am not Yamcha.
Yes, you are.
Am I Yamcha or Pilaf? You need to make up your mind.
You are the fusion of both.
Was there a fusion? I guess we'd have to do Freeform Street Pass fusion.
We kind of have to... Is he even a player in the game?
No. He appears in the game, but he's not a playable character.
But it's Pilaf.
Right? I'm like, Pilaf never gets any love here.
No, he really doesn't. Especially because, he's you.
Well, I mean...
You're Yamcha and Pilaf.
I got a place in my heart for Pilaf. He was my first Dragon Ball villain. Well, not first, but, I mean... Vegeta... I don't count Vegeta. Frieza was first. The first real villain that I had, because I didn't watch Dragon Ball till after I saw Z.
Dude, I don't know. I can't get over the... You know what? Foreshadowing. Not yet. We can't have this discussion yet.
Not today.
Not today. Your move, holy man. So, with that, we would like to thank you again. All the views that we got, all the 3 subscriptions now, apparently.
Trust me, it might not seem like a lot to some people, but we appreciate every single one of you.
Especially since we said on there, like, this shouldn't be viewed by anybody. It means something because it's just 2 people who don't have really any backing. They're doing this on their own. I mean, yeah, we have people helping us. Yeah. Like, we have Jimmy running the sound. But I mean, like, when it came to the money aspect, like, it was just us 2 trying to get our shit together because jobs suck.
Yeah.
Jobs suck.
Being an adult is stupid.
It really is.
Don't let if any kids are watching this, I don't know why you would be, but don't let anybody ever tell you you're going to love it when you get a job because you are going to fucking hate your life.
But yeah, if you can, because we're still so new, please spread out the word about us. You can find us on Facebook at Chairshotgaming. If you ever have a question and don't want to be on social media, email us at chairshotgamers@gmail.com. Oh, yeah, there's also a big picture of Rick from Rick and Morty as our icon. Thank you, Jimmy, on the YouTube. Jesus Christ. On YouTube, it's kind of like a big picture of Rick, and both of us are standing there like looking all dopey and shit.
Yeah, we were standing there. You were standing there significantly longer, but
yeah. But yeah, we waited in a 2,000, 3,000 person line for the Rickmobile. I mean, I was there longer when it wrapped around the fucking building. This cock knocker decides to come out whenever it is. But anyway, so we have the email. If you just want to talk to us privately, both of us have all this information. We have a Twitter at Chairshotgaming, Facebook at Chairshotgaming. We have a Facebook page. We have a group. Yada yada yada. And spread it around. If you like this, maybe other people that will like this, because this is what we want to do. I when I went to a school, I was part of a nerd show with another person, and I didn't get to talk about this shit in this format for so long that now I get to do it again. Jimmy was a part of the nerd show at Loserville at OMS, which is a school that we both attended / he attends. Yeah, I mean, hey, get your knowledge.
Get your sports ball on, Jimmy.
But yeah, so thank you again. Thank you for watching, and just have fun. But E3 was fun. It was first ever full E3 experience for the most part. Like I said, I didn't really watch Ubisoft because fuck Ubisoft. Fuck them less than Bethesda though. But all right, so you know how to get a hold of us, yada yada yada. So I want to thank you. Any last words?
See you next week.
Go fuck yourself.